Weezer and Sonic have devout fandoms. It's punishing to keep up with them, as initial whispers of a new project offer such promise, then the end product is oddly deficient. It started out with a bright blue product that brought massive influence and accessible enjoyment. Clever, pretty, just awesome. This went from cutesy but sincere to sincere but cutesy, keeping these elements in balance, but it's mainly about how structurally sound a product it is. They developed this into something with more lore, spirit, depth, and angst. They disappeared for a while. A much respected spin-off project came out on CD. They struck back at the turn of the millennium with two new offerings, one bright, one dark. The first one was a bit reiterative, the second all aloof and difficult. At the time, it felt like it just didn't capture their original magic, though we now esteem these. Then came a disastrous turd, not fit to publish. Their reputation was tarnished in this difficult middle decade. They picked back up with something that's half really good, but half pretty nasty. People don't really like when he brings his friends along. Despite them actually being popular characters, it's when they take the spotlight that's not popular. The next one was embarrassing. Then they found a way to be just pretty much good enough, offering technically the right stuff, if not quite impressing. Then they just decided to be really thoroughly impressive again to celebrate 20 years. They had it in them with all the right bits of old and new. When consciously invoking their past, they refound what they're great at and delivered on it once again. Bringing in new creative contributors who were their biggest fans bolstered this renaissance. Then they went back to experimentation, also known as failed experimentation, aesthetic overhauls seeking new audiences without a grasp of what made them a success in the first place. They've learned to imitate others' success, but the only interesting parts are when they put their own spin on it. Then they surprised us all and achieved a strange, unprecedentedly quiet and piano vibe, technically quite beautiful, while still being definitively an oddity that won't quite be filed among their best work because it will be filed separately as its own kind of wonder. They don't care for consistency, and they don't care that you care for consistency, except when they briefly decide that they do and come apologize to us. Then they flip back because they really want to impress younger people and new people at the expense of impressing loyal people. This would be respectable if they were any good at it. They're committed to a weird Twitter aesthetic, somehow both savvy and needy, desperate to be memed. This is informed by a post-ironic awareness of their very varied reputation and a desire to fit in with and play along to their fandom's shitposts. They occasionally succeed, but they'll never really catch up. No one could. Liking them impairs your reputation with women. Maintaining this relationship involves a lot of pain and disappointment, but there's always just enough moments of glimpsing what you love them for, like a high school boyfriend. Not enough moments for it to be nourishing or worthwhile, but enough to keep you coming back. It can often be frustrating which great projects they don't go and properly release. Sometimes it takes a fan reconstruction to deliver on a concept. The fans can be scary, though. Their recent self-consciously nostalgic release has a satisfying surface, but kind of rings hollow beneath that and shows them lost for ideas. Self-awareness isn't enough. For someone we once formed prayer circles to get a new release from, we'd kind of like them to slow down now. Sometimes they listen to their fans and make the exact right changes in response. Lots of other times they don't. There's a love of cheesy rock music at their core that everyone embraces and sings along to. They hang out with the young crowd. In the relationship between the USA and Japan, they're from one, but they're really into the other. Everyone who criticizes them still fucking loves them. They're already moving on to a new project where they've kind of sussed it, but where a bit of badness is woven into the fabric of it too. The aesthetic's just a bit too plasticky, but maybe we should encourage them to stay at this level. It's a good enough level, or maybe we should gain some self-respect, get our autism diagnosed, and stop hyper-focusing on something that's got a lot to enjoy and a lot more we don't actually have to subject ourselves to.